Okay. Good morning, everybody. It is the morning of December 20th. Happy birthday, Sam. This presentation is for both families, so I wish you guys could all watch at the same time. That would be fun. But yeah. So yeah, this is sort of weird that I'm doing. It's probably one of the weirdest Christmas presents I've ever done, but it feels right. And I'm gonna try to keep it short. It's gonna be quick. This is the same presentation that I'm gonna give to Paige and all her lawyer friends in a few months or something like that. But it's a stupider, dumbed down sillier Christmas version, you know? Um, so yeah, let's just get right into it. All right. So how is this a fucking present? What kind of bullshit present is this? All right, well, real quick, let's do some etymology. All right, the word presentation comes from this 14th century word presentacion, which means the act of presenting or the ceremonious giving of a gift. So that's what this is. I mean, this is corny, but I really do consider this a gift. I mean, this is, meditation is I talk about it sometimes with you guys, but it's changed my life. It's helping me see myself in a totally different way, and I feel kind of like obligated to share it. And I don't like I feel like embarrassed talking about it, but I feel like I'm like it's done so much for me, and it's so just powerful in general. We're gonna get into like all this really fast, but yeah, and you guys like Peggy and Sam and Paige and all you guys really, anybody who like was raised religious, which is like most of you, um, you guys all know what I'm talking about. It's like the same idea as like Catholic and Christian guilt, where you're like supposed to go like spread the God, like you're supposed to go talk about Jesus. That's like your job if you're one of these like people, but it just feels like weird, So that's the same way I feel about like talking about meditation. I don't know why. I don't think it's rational, and it's like literally what I want to do. Is like share it with people, but it feels weird. So this is a good way for me to do it, so where I don't have to actually be like face to face with you and like in my head about what I'm saying. I can just do it and show it to you, and then once it's done, if you actually like it and you start doing it, fuck yeah, cool. And if you don't, that's cool too. But at least I like really told you about it in like the best way that I know how. So yeah, and then after I do this, then I won't have to like work because literally like you guys don't know this, but like all the time when I'm around you, around anybody, I feel like oh, I really should be talking about this. It's so good, but like I just feel weird. I don't want to like alienate anybody. I don't want to sound preachy or whatever. So yeah, but that'll finally with this being done, that'll be done. I won't think about it anymore. So you're welcome, and I'm welcome, and this is great. Okay, but before we get into all the meditation stuff, we're just going to do a quick Christmas story real fast. Okay, so I think that like with the Cordies, when we were on our way to that Christmas light thing at the racetrack, I talked about this a little bit, but it's just so interesting and weird. So did you guys know that like 90% of the symbolism that we have around Christmas is actually it has nothing to do with the birth of Christ. It's actually from a pagan mushroom ceremony. It's crazy. So the word like Yuletide, like the Yuletide, cheer and all that stuff. Yule was the celebration of the winter solstice, way way back when, and it was structured. This celebration was structured around this mushroom called the Amanita muscaria, which is this one up here. Um, and all this, so this mushroom grew under pine trees, which is like the presents under the tree thing, and it's super super poisonous. So the way that you consume it, you have to. These guys would feed it to reindeer, and then the reindeer, because the reindeer can metabolize it, and then they pee out like their pee would have all the same like hallucinogenic like drug properties of the mushroom, but without any of the poison. It'd all be filtered out. So, and then these shamans would get this reindeer piss and they'd go around and give it to people, and it would like expand their minds, and and then they would kind of plan their next year based around all this like new knowledge that they got during the winter. So, so yeah, like to recap, at Christmas time, which was Yule, a shaman, Santa Claus, who would be wearing, they would dress like the mushrooms. By the way, they'd wear like a red cloak and like all that stuff. So they'd come through your roof, and this is the other thing. There'd be so much snow on the ground that it would cover these guys' tents. So they would leave these there'd be a door in the ceiling of it. So you'd be walking around, like if you left your yurt, you'd be walking around on top of the snow. But to get back into your house, you'd go through the roof and you'd like climb in through the top. So like the chimney. So at Christmas time, Yule, a shaman, Santa Claus, would come through your roof, chimney, with a present hallucinogenic reindeer piss meant to expand your mind. So this presentation is my version of hallucinogenic reindeer piss. So Merry Christmas. Okay, so meditation, right? Let's do this fast. Meditation is an ancient practice that cultivates a calm yet focused mind, but little is known about how short and practical meditation practices affect cognitive functioning in meditative, naive populations. That's us. In the United States, the Western world, we are meditation naive. None of us do it. We don't talk about it. We don't do it. It's just not really part of our culture. But it's been around like as a concept for thousands of years. So here, I just want to show you something. Like, because you're probably starting to hear about it a little bit more now. Maybe just from me, but chances are you hear about it all over. I know that like Michaela, I think you do it in school, right? And then like obviously Paige, like in the in like the corporate world, it's starting to come up a lot. I think Peggy can probably speak to that too. But it's brand new, and I just want to show you this. This is PubMed. This hold on. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta share. I got this is PubMed. This is just a website you can go to that has like just millions and millions and millions and millions of studies, like medical studies mostly, but just studies in general. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna type in meditation. And I'm gonna show you something. So it has this thing right here where it tells you like when the research, like when this term meditation started showing up in Western research. So it doesn't show up at all really until what, 1970s. And then it starts to explode right around 2000, like the mid 2000s. And then now look at this. I mean, like in 2024, there were 800 studies. That's the peak right there. So I mean, this isn't going away. Like now that we know about this stuff, it's gonna it's only a matter of time before this is everywhere, because it's so incredible. So that's what we're gonna get to. I just wanted to show you that it's like super 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 new. Um, all right. God, I'm so bad with this stuff. I'm glad I'm doing this so I can get better at transitioning between this stuff. Okay, there we go. All right, back to the presentation. Okay, so we're gonna run through some science. This is just a bunch of cool stuff that meditation does for your body. It relaxes depression and anxiety. These like this whole series. It's gonna start with stuff that's kind of obvious, and then it's gonna get into like holy shit, whoa, kind of stuff. It enhances your memory and your mood, your emotional regulation, your sharpness of your attention. Um, it increases the quality of life for cancer patients. Uh, it has age-defying effects on the brain. Um, Sharp reduction in heart disease risk, about 50% of a reduction in myocardial infarction, and all-cause mortality, which is literally a 50% reduction in death from people who do meditation. So that's pretty cool. Fundamental restructuring of the physical brain. It literally changes everything about your brain in this like powerful and healthy way. Now, this is the stuff that I think is really cool here. A downregulation of 49 genes associated with inflammation, and an upregulation of 19 genes related to immune system functioning. Basically, what this means is that at the deepest level of your body, in your DNA, it's changing your DNA for the better. Like, because the way DNA is weird. Like, I didn't know this until recently, but like, at any given time, we can be anything. What we are, like the way that our bodies and our brains and our hearts and all that stuff, the way we like present ourselves in the world is based on which genes are turned on and which genes are turned off. But at any given moment, they can turn on or turn off. So meditation turns on 49 genes that are associated with, or excuse me, turns off 49 genes that are associated with inflammation, at least 49. So it just erases inflammation from your body. And then it turns on at least 19 genes that are related to immune system functioning. So it turns off all the shit that's making you feel pain, and it's turning on the ones that are making you healthier. At the deepest, I mean, it's so crazy. This changes your DNA. It's nuts. Here's one more. Meditation has been it's been proven to increase your telomerase uh, strands by 43%. And telomeres, this is another one of those things I didn't know what this was until really recently. But telomeres, it's in your chromosomes, and it's like it has to do with the length of your chromosomes. So the longer your chromosomes are, the more alive and healthy and functioning your cells are, just all of your cells. And this, there's all kinds of, this is, I mean, it, this effect is really, it's like anti-aging essentially. Like it stops your cells and therefore you from dying. And when they did this study, this type of meditation was increasing telomere lengths by 43%, which was the largest ever recorded at that time by any intervention, whether it's medicine or whatever. Like, so that's absolutely insane. That's from 2013. So I don't know if there's been more advances since then, but that's so crazy. Um, and then just one more quick thing about genetics. It's this is just a if meditation is brand new to the world of research, then epigenetic research in meditation is even more brand new. It says here, research in the area of epigenetics and meditation, while exciting, is still in its infancy. And epigenetics is just this concept that genes can be turned on and turned off. Because we didn't know that. We used to think, until very, very recently, we used to think that your genetics were permanent. Whatever you got is what you got. That's you. Your DNA is you. It doesn't change. But now we know that it changes all the time. And meditation appears to be these guys here, this is another study. We hypothesize that the cumulative effects of a regular meditation practice may, in the long term, help to slow the epigenetic clock and could represent a useful preventative strategy for age-related chronic diseases. So this hypothesis, these guys are basically saying like meditation might like reverse the aging process. We don't know yet. There's still more research that needs to be done, but based on the way that it seems to be affecting our DNA and our processes, it seems to do that. It's really nuts. So anyways, all right. So now I'm just going to tell you how to do it, and then we're done, okay? This guy, this is Maharishi. This is the dude that my school is based around, but, we don't, he's fine. I mean, he's fine. I feel so weird about it. Whatever. So there's Maharishi, and then this guy is named Herbert Benson. He's a Harvard professor, and he came up with a meditation technique that is almost exactly the same as Maharishi's. So it's, I mean, two completely different dudes, but the same thing, that they're the same principle. And this is a screenshot from his like YouTube video where he explains his process, and he's just such a cute old man, isn't he? Don't worry if other thoughts come up. Just say, "Oh well," and continue. It's adorable. All right, so this is how you do it. Number one, find somewhere to sit. It's comfortable. You can lay down on your back too. That's what Paige does, but sitting is better because your spine is more straight. But either way works. Try to be somewhere that's totally quiet, like away from your animals, away from your phone, away from the TV, that kind of stuff. And then you just pick a word. Okay, so you pick a tool. You pick a word or a short prayer or phrase, whatever. It could be you go blah blah. That could be it. It could be blah blah. It could be peace. It could be love. It could be whatever. It could be coda. It could be Rio. It does not matter. Pick a word that you like and just focus on it. Start to repeat it in your head slowly and softly. And then when other thoughts come into your head, which they will, because just so you know, meditation is not about emptying your mind. You don't force anything. You just chill. Because the idea is you let your thoughts come in, but you don't like get attached to them. You just let them go. They come, they go, they come, they go. You swipe left every time a thought comes in. You go, oh, there's, and then you swipe past it. And if you catch yourself thinking about one, like you get sucked into a thought for a little while, then once you realize it, you go, oh, whoops, I was doing that, and you go, okay, well, thanks for hanging out with me for a little while, and swipe on down and go back to your whatever your word is. Go back to it and just keep softly repeating it, and that's it. Literally, and it sounds ridiculous. It's so stupidly easy, and nobody has to know you do it. Because if you feel weird about it, if you don't want to talk to your friends about it, if you don't want to be like me and like go to a fucking crazy school and like devote your whole thing to it, which I, then you don't have to. You don't have to tell me about it. If you start doing this on your own and you don't like it, you say fuck this. Cool. If you start doing it on your own and you realize you do like it and you do it for a little while and you feel like bringing it up, you feel like talking about it to someone, tell me. Like I would love to talk to you about it, but I don't need to. This can be totally your own thing. It's a very private and cool, easy thing. So that's it, guys. All right. So Merry Christmas. This was fun. Now that it's over with, I can just be, my normal, cool self. I'm not going to be panicking around you anymore. And that is great. So love you guys. See you later.